What is going on, Miami Dolphins fans? Welcome back to the Fins Up Network. It is Ben Morgan, and it's the 11th day of on-field workouts for the Miami Dolphins this training camp. And today was the first day of joint practices with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, leading up to Saturday's preseason opener. Real quick note of health before we jump into the action that we learned today. Michael Deiter returned to practice. The team got some reinforcements back in regards to the center position. So good news there from a health standpoint. But let's start things off with the quarterback position. Tua opened team drills with a chunk yardage completion to Tyreek, had completions to Waddle to move them into the red zone, hit Erik Ezukanma over the middle, hit Cedrick Wilson on an acrobatic catch for 10 yards. And then they had a 2-minute drill session as well. During the 2-minute drill session, Tua hit 5 of 6 during that session. Completions to Waddle, 2 to Hill, 1 to Chase Edmonds. The team ended up getting a third down run stuffed, and then they were unable to get the field goal unit onto the field in time before the clock ran out to get the field goal attempt. So obviously that's why you have these situations. You got to practice these things. You can't have the Dallas Cowboys playoff thing happening in the playoffs or in the regular season. Get that ironed out now during training camp, during these joint practices. Know your timing, know your personnel, get it figured out now. So that's pretty good right there. I do have a video from Tua today as well on a completion to Tyreek. We'll flash that here real quick. Tyreek's going to come in motion. We've talked about this. We're seeing a lot of pre-snap motion, and I love it. Good zip, intermediate range gives Tyreek some opportunities to move there when he gets the ball in his hands. But Tyreek, lots of catches today, lots of good stuff. The Tampa Bay cornerbacks they had some media availability following the practice as well, and I think it was Carlton Davis said, "What a great opportunity to get practice reps against Jaylen Waddle, against Tyreek Hill," because he said there's no other team that has a duo of these guys that can do what they do. So great praise there from the opponent. Wrapping up the quarterbacks, Teddy Bridgewater had 2 interceptions today. One was on a ball to Preston Williams. Believe it was picked by Devin White. Unsure of the other interception, though. Under the running backs, some things of note here. Chase Edmonds ran a great route against Devin White as well. Tua hit him in stride with room to create after the catch. So good to see the Dolphins running back getting some work in the passing game. And Myles Gaskin credited with a nice run to the outside as well. But defensively, the blitzes, the zero blitz scheme, the different blitz schemes that the Dolphins and Josh Boyer, the defensive coordinator, have been able to draw out. Giving people issue last year, giving Tom Brady issues this year. Multiple reports of him showing frustration, visibly being frustrated on the field. So that's great. Anytime we can frustrate Tom Brady, props to the defense and the defensive staff. A lot of notes of Tom Brady and the offense settling for quite a few checkdowns, a lot of short gains. That's that bend but don't break defense that we saw so often last year, looking to be the case early again this year. Players of note, Christian Wilkins, numerous run stops, and he actually got hit in the face mask by Leonard Fournette after a play as well. And you know Christian Wilkins, likely talking smack, likely deserved it, but Christian Wilkins probably knew he had it coming, so probably just laughed it off and continued to go on. But a good day from Christian Wilkins. Keon Crossan, name called quite a few times with pass breakups today, which is good because we're going to talk not so pleasantly about another defensive back here in a second, but Crossan, one specifically that saved a touchdown for the Bucs offense as well. But I alluded to that rough day, and that was Noah Igbinoghene. Not sticking with the Bucs wide receivers in one-on-one drills. I'm sure you can find. I didn't cut up the video for this one, but I'm sure you'll see him just getting toasted in some one-on-one drills. His name was on the wrong end of some big completions the Buccaneers had. I've got more here in a second on Igbinoghene as we talk about the Buccaneers 2-minute drill, because in their 2-minute drill, Tom Brady 5 of 8. Dolphins did keep everything in front of them. We talk about that, bend but don't break, until Noah Igbinoghene gave up the chunk play, allowed the Buccaneers to get their field goal unit onto the field. So Noah, it's not quite clicking. It's just not quite clicking right there. So we need these other players to continue to show up, whether that's Crossan, whether that's Trill Williams. We need Byron Jones back off of PUP as well. No new updates on his status. All signs are still pointing he will be ready for week 1. But It's days like today when you realize just exactly how important Byron Jones is. And I did a player profile on Byron Jones a few weeks back. I should link it in the description here, but go back and check that out. We just talk about his importance and what he means to this team. But sacks on the defensive side of the ball, Emmanuel Ogbah had one during the 2-minute drill, and I think he had another one later. Zach Sieler had a sack. Both of those guys also got their hands up, got those knockdowns at the line of scrimmage on passes to Brady, and especially Ogbah. Is that not his calling card? If he can't get in there, he has the wherewithal always to read the quarterback's eyes and get those hands up and get a knockdown. Doing it already here in training camp in these joint practices. Along with Emmanuel Ogbah, Brandon Jones got a lot of love from a lot of the Dolphins reporters today for having a solid all-around practice. So good things to hear from Brandon Jones. We talk about a lot. If the defensive backs aren't getting called out, typically a good thing. And he hasn't really been getting his name called a ton throughout training camp so far. Probably chalk that up as a good thing. Real quick video here as we wrap up of Nick Needham. Just a pass break up there. Nothing too crazy. I'll show it again since it was so fast. But he's in that wide receiver's hip pocket the entire time. Nice pass break up there. Some good news. We needed some good news from the secondary after some of the performance today from Igbinoghene. But I want to close it out with a little bit of player media availability because numerous players talked about how last year's regular season game against the Buccaneers has stuck with them. Just the pounding they took, the way that Tom Brady and that offense was just able to click. They really didn't slow them down. Obviously, today went a lot better than that game did, but just things to build on and things that this team has kept in their mind. They also said the urgency and the need to continue to address the snapping issues, basically getting Connor Williams and Tua Tagovailoa together as much as possible to just practice this simple rep, just doing it as much as possible, especially for those plays that require the precise timing of getting the ball from center to quarterback, because there's going to be a lot of timing and precision that goes into this offense. Like I said, there's a little bit more out there. Nothing was really too off the charts in regards to player or coach media availability today. So keeping it short. So that's all I do have for today, but I will be back tomorrow with the second joint practice between the Dolphins and the Bucs. Then they have an off day on Friday before the game on Saturday night. But like I said, that's what we got for today, Dolphins fans. Until next time, fins up.